compare and contrast. So the blue line, as you said, that sort of pane of glass kind of feel. We want the club, the hands always swinging, I guess, underneath or to the left of this blue line. As you went back before, the club went back on a reasonable line up here, but because of the way the club's been taken back, it's a bit sort of army, elbowy, lifty. So the club head and the hands kind of get level, and the club's above your hip now, okay? So you've lifted the club, for me, too much with the arms and the hands. Then the body starts sort of kicking in, but hasn't really turned enough. You get the club, which is a little bit laid off, not really much what we call depth in the backswing. So your hands are all on that blue line. Now as you start coming back down, because of the way you've gone back, you've predetermined that sort of over the top. So the hands, you can see now sort of coming to your neck area. The club and the hands now are right of that blue line, with that position there now an open club face. So you kind of have to swing across the golf ball. As you continue on in now, the club at this point again now outside the hands too much. Again, you wouldn't try and hit a forehand or a topspin with the racket outside here. You'd have to be coming more from behind. As you come into impact now, that club is further out, okay? You compare those sort of positions we had from this next one here. Now as the club goes back, it's working a bit more underneath it. There, the hands and the club are level. We're on hip height, so it's come down a little bit.
Still could do with
a little bit more, yeah. I mean, the fact the elbow's bending a little bit means that you've pulled the elbow up a smidgen. Yeah.
Theoretically, I shouldn't have bent my elbow.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, well, your elbow starts off slightly hinged, but I mean, you don't want to be bending it too much. That's generally a sign you're sort of lifting the club away with the arms, okay? If I was to sort of swing the golf club away now with just my torso, yeah, this arm position wouldn't be changed. If you're going like this, and we see a little bend, it means that there's a bit more arms taking that club away. As you get to the top of the backswing, though, we can see there's a bit more what we call depth in the backswing. Your hands now are further from that blue line. It's not as much across the line as it would be. I mean, this to me is still, in the past we've seen your club kind of over here somewhere. We want to get the sensation it's the yellow line, and that in reality will probably be more so the green line. But the fact you're on that line there now is not so bad, because it just means you're near where you're used to being, but you're in a better position. It's sort of moving like a clock, sort of ticking gradually round bit by bit by bit. The important thing for me, though, now is every part of this downswing, for the most part, I would say, yeah, in fact, all of it, the hands and the club are coming down underneath that blue line. And the club head at this position, if we compare to how it was up there, the fact we can see a bit more club face here, so your club face on this left hand one is in that position, whereas on the right hand one it's more in that position, okay? Anytime the toe starts going back this way, that means your club face is opening. So on this left hand one, you've got the club face open, coming over the line. This one here, now the club face is square, coming more down the line, so you can see your arms and the club staying under that blue line, and then you come into impact now, that club is just slightly outside. But you compare that impact position to where it was here, and look at the difference in that club. It's moved over almost a full ball width, which was hardly anything, but we know in golf that is massive, isn't it? So the club is starting to work now more on a better angle. Good strike of the ball, and then the arms don't come through. Yeah, follow through is absolutely fine, okay? And we're starting to see a bit more right to left. That's the key thing. If we get that right to left shape, it will start making sense now for you to want to try and hit the ball down that direction, yeah? Okay. The only reason you swing it left as a pass is because the golfer would do this, because your grip would get a little bit naughty and the hand would start moving over, and then you start doing this with your right forearm, okay? So I think that's a part of the reason why your arms do what it does, because if your arm is like this and this elbow is out here, it's hard now to do this. You tend to have to do that. So getting that palm now here and that back of that palm in your right hand to target, it's a lot easier now to basically not move your arm. When you're like this, your arm doesn't want to do that, so now you've got to force to do that with it. So, okay, no, coming on license, if we can say by, I don't know, end of this month, early part of February, we can get that club in a position where it's online but doesn't feel so extreme, then we can just focus so much on the strike, yeah? Because you'll be getting the club work on a good angle, the draw will be coming in, the ball's going to be going further with that, then it's just, okay, here we can now think about more of a feel at this part of the swing, as opposed to here and there.
Okay?
Okay?
Yeah, great.
Good stuff. Excellent.